situations under pressure, in situations where you might not feel comfortable, but you know yourself, you know how to work with your emotions. And I feel like that's one of the biggest assets and one of the things that set you free. Hey guys, so welcome to another video. Today I got for you a little metaphor, I would say, that I've realized when I was watching Titanic. Yeah, I haven't watched that movie, by the way, in like 10 years. So it was very, very cool, by the way, to watch a movie with this delay, and you can like see on yourself how much you've grown, how much you notice different things on the movie, how many things now make sense, and so on. However, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about, want to think about the movie, the intro. And what is so interesting about intros, or maybe not interesting? They're boring. They're very, very uneventful. You know, they're just like you're just watching names of the people who were, part of the movie. And unless there is someone from your family or your friend, it's not interesting. Yet it is somehow setting the mood for the whole movie. And I've been thinking about this. Like, I always want to skip it. I sometimes do skip this if I'm, already watching it for the third or the fourth time. I don't care, I'm gonna skip it. But if I don't know the movie, I really want to make myself understand the whole context. What I've been seeing a lot in my understanding of the movie, when I skip the intro, the whole movie feels so shallow, I would say. And I didn't know why. I was like, I was kind of surprised that it would have this kind of impact. But maybe you got it differently, your experience might be different, or you don't even skip it, or you might have not even thought about this. But I do have one metaphor that's connected with this. And it is connected with building confidence, building your calmness, and calming down your social anxiety in, social situations, in situations where you have to make yourself feel, understood, where you need to just put some words together in order for others to understand you very clearly. And yeah, just basically building this rock solid self-trust within. There is similarity in skipping intro and skipping inner work when it comes to confidence. Because once you skip the intro and you go immediately to some events in the movie, you, like by law, you cannot really understand it all. You're watching it, you have the experience, you got some emotions out of the movie, but you know that you skipped it. You know that you skipped something, that you might not have the whole context because you don't know what have you skipped. And so the movie is the same, but you've done something by skipping the intro because it felt very boring. It felt like it wouldn't give you anything. And if you skip it and you go immediately to that action scene, to, the boat drowning, to them kissing, to, them being successful and, whatever, you kind of can put it into that journey of confidence and in calming down the social anxiety and in being really able to stand up for yourself. How? Well, by the intro, I would say, is the inner work. And by the action, by the movie itself, by the whole core of the movie, it might feel like already going out there and already like doing it all, already going up there and speaking about, yeah, like for 20 minutes straight and really trying to be this rock solid person and trying to speak with confidence and to not come across as someone who doesn't know what he's speaking about. But if you skip the inner work in this like journey, the whole act of going out there in the world and speaking with others and speaking up on meetings, trying to be there for yourself, trying to really accept yourself and love yourself, that's gonna feel very shallow too, because you skipped the intro. You skipped the very, very boring phase of getting trust for yourself. Because what is self trust? Self trust is gained by self knowledge. And self knowledge is gained by literally either you can go out there in the world. I'm not saying that it's not possible, and just learning about yourself through experience. But if you skip the inner work that is about inner reflection, that is about journaling, that consists of meditating, that consists of just walking in the nature and thinking, that consists of just spending time with yourself in silence, which is so boring nowadays. Like I get it. We have TikTok. We have 3 seconds, attention time span. I get it. Even sitting with yourself for 10 minutes in silence might feel like, I don't know, like you're running a 10K marathon, might feel like that. I don't know. But it is necessary to do it. Otherwise, there is no chance that you will go up out there in the world, speak for yourselves, just live your life, in general, and not feel this shallow feeling because you have not built the foundation. You have not built, you don't really know who you are. And so if you would be out there trying to sell a product that you don't really know nothing about, or maybe you know how it looks, you know that what color it is, maybe the price, but you don't know really like the main ingredients, you don't know the little details that are very important for the product. How confident are you going to be to sell the product? So this is what basically runs in my mind when I'm watching Titanic. Yeah. I don't know, like tell me in the comments if you see some similarities in this. That intro of the movie is basically you sitting down and doing the introspection, doing the self audit, doing the self analysis, thinking even out loud or thinking just in silence about something, about situations, how you have acted, and like not overthinking, but thinking with the intention of finding out something, okay? Not spiraling in the same past pattern. That's not what we want to do here. That's actually the opposite. But like really sitting down and trying to solve yourself and trying to get to know yourself more in order so that you can accept yourself and so that you can, work on yourself and go out and fail and be okay about it, and just, like not care about that really, just going forward and forward. And I feel like if we skip this, you can't really lie to yourself. Like your feelings and your body will always give you feedback, and your feelings will always tell you how things really are. Like there is no chance you can lie to yourself in long term. So yeah. And at the same time, if we don't skip it, if we invest, let's say, if we invested the few minutes in the intro, even though we see all the names that don't really make sense to us, even though that we see, like, it's not really about the names, but it's about the background, it's about the music, and it's about the setting, the mood, And I really feel that it does something. Like when you have a good director, it really does something. You know, the good intros, and I mean the good intros, meaning the good quality, in-depth, introspection, does such a wonderful magic that you become a magnetic person, and you might not even know why. People might not really know why you are, they want to just speak to you. They want to just talk to you and be with you more. It might be because of this little thing that you haven't skipped the foundation, that you invested the time in order to be real and to know yourself and to really act in the world from the day one, how you want it, how you really are. Because then that is something sustainable. Then there is something like that you already, it's also a part of building the confidence itself, because you see that you really care about knowing yourself. You see that you really know, that you want to know how you act in certain situations, how to work with yourself in, situations under pressure, situations where you might not feel comfortable, but you know yourself, you know how to work with your emotions. And I feel like that's one of the biggest assets and one of the things that set you free, because there is nothing more desperate and mm, nothing more, I would say, that gets you the feeling of that you don't have the control than just being led by external world, being led by your feelings and your reactions that are just going out of nowhere, and you don't know why they are up, why they are in your mind, but they're up there and you don't know why. So it really feels super out of control and very frustrating. So yeah, next time watching movie, think about the intro, think about not skipping it, pay attention to it, and think about what impact it, gives for the whole movie, for the whole experience from the movie, and try to put it and try to replicate it into the journey of confidence, of gaining this rock solid confidence in gaining and calming down this storm that might come up when you have to show up as, you know someone who needs to, get across clearly a message, or that needs to be understood by others. So yeah, that's basically everything I had for you. I hope that it makes sense. Maybe it does. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm very curious to hear from you. And yeah, as always, and I'm still gonna do it, I think, in the following few videos, I'm gonna leave the link on the Calendly in the description of this video. If you want to talk about this topic and about confidence or social anxiety, or about not abandoning yourself, about going out there and really standing for yourself and being very calm at the same time doing it all, definitely book a call with me. Here I might just ask you some questions and understand you a little bit more and give you the clarity on your next step. Maybe we will work together a little deeper if you are really interested in leveling up your confidence and leveling up your overall presentation in the world, and being calm and very much free in your mind. If you really value this, go ahead and book the call. I'll be very, very happy to hear from you. And yeah, stay awesome. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.